Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and so welcome to the second part of our CS script. Now in this part, we'll take a look at how to write functions and how to change color of the terminal output. And so we'll finish off writing the script by implementing the save current, save temporary path feature. And so yeah, hope you enjoy. And now to print the proper help screen, I'll actually use what's called a function. Now, a function is basically can be a block of code like this. So I'll just create it here. To create a function, you just create a name. So help display, for example. And then you would use, you close it off like this, and you need the curly brackets as well. And so whatever you put inside the curly brackets will be called inside the function. So for example, if I type here help, then if I do another echo screen, and then maybe I want the output of pwd. And so if we go down here and type help display, so the name of the function, like so, what this will do is when bash is running this and it matches either three of these, it'll see that there's a function here called help display. It'll go over to this function and then it will execute all of these commands in order, basically. So instead of typing the three of them down here, you can type them here, and this is just a nice way of organizing your code. Since, for example, if we had a function that does a bunch of stuff here, this case statement will be huge. So this is a nice way of doing it. So I'll show you how that works now. So CSH, as you can see, it executes those 3 lines of code here. Now, another useful thing about functions is we won't use it in this example, but you can actually pass in arguments to the function as well. So similar to the command line arguments. So for example, we can pass in hello there. This is how you pass in multiple arguments. And then to display them inside the function, it is exactly the same thing. So we just delete this one and we do S1 to display hello, and then S2, or the $2 will be to display second one. Then if you want to display every single argument, you can do as at. So if we save that, then go in here again, as you can see, hello there. So hello, then pass in the second one, hello, and then echo all of them, all the arguments that are passed in. So if we wanted to, we can pass in a third. Save that and run it here. And there you go. So the third argument is displayed here again. Since we don't need them, I just put these here so it's easier to see or to explain functions. Now what we want to do is actually echo a few lines. Instead of doing a bunch of echo statements, we can use echo E. We can do hello. And then to split the line, we can do backtick. And so what this will do is it will split the line and you can continue on to the next page. There, for example. Then split the line again. Split the line again. Boy. And then you can close it off with that. And then if we save that, as you can see here, it'll just say, hello there, my boy. Now, why I didn't go onto the new line, because this is actually the same thing as saying hello there, my boy, like in one line. Now, if you want to make these go into a new line, you would need to insert another character. So again, the backslash and then n. So this backslash n is actually one character, and what this means, it's the new line character. And if you want a lot of space after, you can put in a bunch of these, and that just means there'll be a bunch of space after the text. So you can see here, each one of them is on the same line. And so this is how we will display the main menu, or the help menu, for example. So we'll start off with the first one, I suppose. So S will be our scripts, and then what we want is a new line. Yeah, new line. And then we can just continue with, say, git, and split the line. Then we can continue on, and this will be temp. Go back here, run CSH again. All right. Now to make it look a little bit nicer, we can just do the tab, then tab this one out as well, tab this one out, so that way they won't be like stuck to the side of the screen. They'll be kind of more closer to the middle, like so, and it looks a little bit nicer. And now in my original one, as you can see, I have different colors here, and this is basically done by terminal escape sequences. There are a bunch of them. I will copy them over to the file. Now I'll paste them inside here, inside the script, or inside our function, I mean. Now, what these are is they change these symbols, basically. They change the text color. For this, we can create a variable to make this easier. So we can do, say, so this would be like the S, the G, the T, the H, for example. And we can set that equal to one of these variables. So I had it as, and then for the other parts, so the scripts, we can change that to, say, and assign this one to, let's go with Cyan. And then another important one is, so this is no color, which means it resets it back to your default terminal colors. And right before S, you can paste it in, or like so. And you would want to surround this variable with squiggly brackets. Now this is because, as you can see, S is directly after. So if we didn't have the squiggly brackets, it would think that shortcut colors is the actual name of the variable, but it isn't. So we need to surround it with squiggly brackets. And so we will do that. All the others. So just paste them in right before the letters. And then what you want to do is grab your background color and paste it directly after, and just paste it after the colon of the G. Oh, this didn't copy properly. Like so. And then at the very end, put in the NC so the colors are reset. And if I did this correctly when we CSH, yeah, there we go. When we go back to CSH, we can see that now we have nice colors. And so the handy way about doing it this way is if you want to change your, say, path color to something else like red, for example, you can just change the path color, and when we CSH, it'll be red. You can also do crazy stuff like blinking. So if we change this to blink, as you can see, it'll start blinking. Now it actually blinks the other ones because you need to reset the background, but that's grand. So I'll just change this back to cyan again. And there we go. So now the next step is to create the temporary variable, like you see here. Saved path is Batwoman season 1, and if I want to go back to there, just do P. Then if I want to go to home, let me go into, I don't know, scripts, terminal helpers. Then if I want to set the temporary path to that, as you can see, now it is in terminal helpers. So we will implement that now. So basically how this will work is we will save the present working directory into a file, and then we'll read that file later on when we need it. So that file is going to be, this will be the variable, and we will set it to our temp folder, since there's really no need to save this across multiple reboots. And then we'll just call it something CS, SH, TMP, dear, something like that. We will create a function to save our present working directory to that file. So save pwd to file. So this will be exactly the same as our other function. And this one will just be nice and simple. It will be basically pwd, and then we will redirect to our file, like so. Now what redirect means is we want the output of pwd. So for example, when type pwd, we want this output to go into a file. So like this, then file or whatever. And so as you can see, we don't see it here because it is redirected to pwd. And as you can see, we now have a pwd out file. And let's read what it has in it. And has home. You can redirect whatever you want. So you can do echo hello, and we can redirect that to a file. So as you can see, it doesn't show up in the terminal. And then if we cache the file again, it shows hello. Now, if you want to keep adding text to a file, so for example, if I add there, hello will get overwritten and only there will be present. But if you want to add multiple things to the same file at different times, you can use the append method. So it's basically 2 of these. And if we take a look, you can see there's 2 there's now. We can do hello or heli. And there you go. So that's how basically that works. And since we only need to keep one thing inside this file, one directory, we can just do one If you want, you can make a complicated one with like history or something, then you can cycle through the history. But just gonna keep it easy. Then we also need another function to load pwd from file. This will do the opposite. This will take what is inside this file and then open it. So we need to create a variable here called our path, and then we will, so this is where the subshell part comes in, because what we want to do is we want our variable to have the output of the file, and to get that output of the file we would need to do cat and then the file here, like so. And you can't just have it like this, so you need to basically use a subshell, which is basically just doing that and surrounding whatever you want inside here with the brackets and the $sign. Now this works exactly as this. So for example, we can do cat pw input, and then we can do grep for h or heli, and this should only display heli. And if we do he, this should display all of them, since he matches all of them. And you can basically do the same thing here. So grep and then whatever. Now if you actually want to grep files, you don't need to cat them first. You can just do grep, then pw out, then he, for example, or the other way around, he, and there you go. So that way you don't have, you type a lot less and you don't need to run 2 programs to get what you want. You just get the same thing. After we loaded our file, we actually need to perform some error checking to see if it is a directory, because you can't cd into a file, for example. So if you do cd pw, or it won't even let us, but cd.sh, cs.sh, I mean, as you can see, it says it's not a directory. So we want to check for that. So just in case somebody modifies this file or something, it becomes corrupt or something, or the directory is deleted, then we need to check if it's actually there. To do that, use an if statement once again. If, this time we can use single brackets. And then to check if it's directory, we do -d, and then our path, basically, our path variable, since the directory string is basically there, and then do then, and if it's okay, we'll just cd into our path. And if it is not okay, so else, we would want to echo an error. So echo cannot cd into and our path. Now with echo, you don't actually need to surround these with brackets normally. So, but it's just a good habit, so that way you know, like, you get used to the fact that this is a string. And then close off the if statement with fe. That's the 2 functions we need. And so now we just need to add them here. So I'll just copy these. So I'll do it the same way. So pp would be to save it into the directory. So all we need to do is just call the function save to file. And then we'll make another one for to load pwd from file. Go back to our health screen and then just copy this and add the p and the pp. So p, then pp, and it's a good idea to put a space here so everything looks nice and organized. And since p, we'll put in the path here, and then this will be, and now to get the path, since we have it stored in a variable, we can just do another subshell. So drop it in here, and then cat. And so yeah, now we can try it out. So let's see, let's go into user share and I don't know, themes, and then we'll do cs pp, and then we do csh. As you can see, our saved path is user share themes, and so now this should be load from file. There we go. And so now if we CSP again, we should be back in themes. Now another thing is, if you don't save the path, so for example if I delete the file here and I run csh, you'll see that we get an error, and this can be quite annoying since I don't want to see this every time I run help if I don't have a path saved. So to fix this, we can go back into our help, and first of all we want to redirect our errors to basically nowhere. So this is the same way that we redirected the output from pwd, but now we're gonna redirect errors, and redirecting errors is a little bit different. So yeah, you put a 2 here. 2 just means it's you're redirecting errors instead of the normal output. And dev null is basically nothing. It's a device in Linux. So like if we try to ls dev null, I don't think we can. Yeah, so just like nothing basically. But if we want to basically throw away our output, so if we don't want to see output, we can just redirect it to dev null, and this will basically stop it from displaying. So this is handy if you don't want any errors or if you don't want any output, because like some commands, they just have a bunch of output that's not really needed, you know. And this will just get rid of the errors. So if we run this again, or the CSH, as you can see, there is no error now, but saved path is kind of empty now, which is, you know, might be all right for you, but it doesn't look very nice. So I'll show you a nice trick here. So when this cat command runs, it can either fail or it can succeed. So as you can see here, if I type in cat.sh, you can see that the command has successfully succeeded. And if we type echo and then this strange little variable, we can see that the result is 0, which means it is okay. And if we type in something that doesn't exist and check the result of that, it is 1. So that means that the command failed and returned 1, which is an exit status. So here, for example, if we do or if we add or at the end and then we echo, say command failed or something. So in this case, I'll say none. So what this means, if the first part of cat returned none, or if it failed, then the other part will run, so after the or, and in this case it is not saved, none saved, as you can see here. And so now I'll show you, if we go into, if we save like a proper directory, then cat will succeed, so it should display the path now. As you can see there, it does indeed. So yeah, that's it for the script here. You can add more shortcuts to it if you want and stuff like that. The script should be already up on my GitHub. And so yeah, thanks for watching and bye bye.